Hey Gemini, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with your reading, what you need to know for August. We're starting off first with the Empress. The next card out is the Hanged Man. Okay, I want to focus on what just came out. I'm looking at Ace of Pentacles and I'm looking at Three of Cups. This is feeling like there's going to be an opportunity around the time of August that you have to, this can be like an event that you're going to be going to. It can be a social thing, so it can be like a birthday, or it can be a party, or like some type of event, a gathering, something like that. If it is not that, what can be manifesting is somebody may be coming through and wanting to hang out with you. This looks more like a social thing than anything, but I am seeing Two of Cups on the bottom of the deck, so this can potentially be like somebody coming through and saying, hey Gemini, I want to hang out with you one-on-one, I want to connect with you. For some of you, you would be reconnecting with this person. To see Three of Cups, there are a couple different things that this can indicate. It can just be somebody that like maybe you haven't seen and is like, hey Gemini, I want to hang out with you. This can also be somebody coming through that you could potentially be making up with, because Three of Cups can indicate that. If there is someone that there's been some type of issue with them, Three of Cups can indicate there being a reconciling of some sort. This looks like it's something that would be offered to you, like from how I'm seeing it. And remember, like, energies can technically be reversed. The way that I'm seeing this right now, and reverse it if you know that the situation is reversed for you, is somebody coming through and being like, hey, do you want this opportunity to connect or to go here with me? It feels like something like that. This can also just be something that's materializing, that can be a happy thing for you, that would feel like something worth celebrating. So this can, whatever it is, it will be something that's materializing, so it will be tangible for you. So this feels like something that can lead potentially to a new chapter, and there will be socializing that's involved with it. At the basis of all the different ways that this can manifest, that is like the most basic thing, that it will sort of be rooted within. Like, hey, do you want to start going here? Or like you have the opportunity to meet new people. Some of you there will be new people. This can even be like a new group or a club that you're going to be connecting with, or it could be like a new friend or friends that you make, or just a new type of social thing that you go into. And having the Ace of Pentacles be here, it feels like there is potential for this to be a chapter, meaning there would be continuation of this. This doesn't feel like a one-time thing. This feels like it can be a chapter that other things occur that are related to this, and this would just be the opening of the chapter. So it can be like maybe you're going to go somewhere and meet someone, and then they're going to be sticking around for a while. It's looking like something of that nature. These can also be just having Venus and having Neptune here with Empress and the Hanged Man can mean, so Neptune within itself, you have Venus. Basically, the higher octave of Venus is Neptune, and so these energies are very related to one another. Having these two energies here can mean that there can be someone or people that you meet, because Venus can represent your relationships among many other things. Usually tending more in the direction of feminine figures, but it doesn't have to be. It would just be types of relationships that feel receptive. But because you have Neptune and because you have Venus here together, this can mean that you meet people that you feel like share important commonalities with you, where you could feel like your values align. So you can have shared values, you can have and this can be with anything. It can be even like, now I'm going in this way with my spirituality and I'm meeting other people that also are aligned with that too. It can be those types of things. Like having both of these cards here, it can mean that there's going to be like a reshaping. Even to have the Empress and to have Hanged Man can mean like, these things were important to me before, and now if there's anything like on that list of my values that I feel like I've grown out of at this point, I can be sort of throwing them back at the universe and receiving like new or different or like more evolved values of mine. So maybe before something was important to you, now something else is going to be important to you. Or you had like a basic foundation of values, and maybe now there's an expanding or growing upon those things. And it feels like it, as it relates to potentially like your social life or your interpersonal relationships, or even just a like single person that you're close with or going to become closer with. You can also feel in that, as much as it can be like, oh, there's this new person that I'm going to be hanging around, or like I met this person that I really relate to, or this can even be somebody that you already have in your life where you're like, I'm seeing we have more in common than I thought, or like now our values are really aligning with one another. Even though it can be that thing happening outwardly, Gemini, you can also feel too that you're becoming closer with yourself through these things. And so it also may have you finding someone or other people that you feel closer with. Like maybe before you were feeling like there wasn't as much socializing going on, and now there's going to be more socializing going on. It could feel like that sort of thing. So that's what I'm seeing going on for August. I want to see what else is coming through. That's not to say everything is going to be easy. It looks like there may be some trial that's going to be happening with a close relationship of yours. You can feel like it makes it difficult for something to stick. Interesting. So far for the what you need to know for August, I've done Aries and I'm doing your reading right now. They are the only two that I've done so far. Justice is coming out, which is Libra, and that was what was on the bottom of the deck in the Aries reading. So can have anything to do with the card Justice or Libra in general, or your relationships, values, stuff politically can be involved in this too. Okay, I'm getting the hot seat is coming through, connected with Nine of Wands and Justice. Okay, I want to keep going. Okay. It looks like August is going to be a month worth celebrating. Seeing Nine of Wands and seeing Justice can mean that a lot of steps are going to have to be taken for something to come back into a place of balance, for something to be made right, for something to be figured out. You can also know internally, like, these things are important to me, or it's supposed to be this way. And Nine of Wands can be all of the effort that needs to put in to actually make that happen, because it feels like Justice or balance would be the more difficult thing to do here, meaning like chaos may be easier, misalignment may be easier, like you may have to work harder to get things to come back into balance. Many different reasons why this can be happening. But then I'm seeing Ace of Cups and I'm seeing the Star, and this is feeling again like there are going to be like faded opportunities that you will be connected with. And to have Four of Wands on the bottom of the deck here, I do feel like something big is going to be happening that's going to feel like receiving flowers in the broader sense of what that means. It can be a celebration, it can be a victory. Even like the person on the Four of Wands card, it looks like they're being like held up and there's being some type of celebration and there being like tears of joy. It feels kind of like that type of thing. So there can be something big or something monumental that's happening that feels really important in the month of August. But yeah, you could feel like it's easier for things to go haywire and you have to work harder to keep things balanced and harmonious in the way that you know that they're supposed to be. Definitely challenges that can be associated with this. A lot of aces. To have Ace of Pentacles and to also have Ace of Cups here too. There can be relationship stuff that you've been working through that you end up like closing the chapter, meaning that you've figured out something that needed to be figured out. It feels like more on the emotional end, and it feels like it specifically has to do with a relationship of yours. All right. Having Ace of Cups and having the Star can be something that's coming into your life that you have the opportunity to open that chapter. There's a lot of potential for you to connect with something. It would feel... The Star can be about healing, it can be about hope, it can be about dreams. Ace of Cups and the Star can be like, I really wanted this opportunity and to connect with this, and now the time is right for that to be happening. Having a High Priestess here can indicate that you have to be tuned in, and that's going to give you the direction and tell you sort of like how to plan things out and what moves to be making. And then ultimately to end with the Chariot shows that there will definitely be obstacles or barriers that you face, but it also shows you overcoming like whatever it is that presents itself to you. Something that you're trying to get done or take the steps of, it may be difficult to do that during the month of August. Like, you may want to prepare for something, but for some reason it's difficult to do that, or there are other things popping up, or it just feels challenging for some reason, or it may take like so many steps to... I wonder if this is even about feeling prepared, because I'm seeing during the month of August there's something that you're preparing for, but I'm seeing things sort of pop up where it's like, I have to take care of this, now I have to take care of this, and you can feel like it takes away from your ability to prep or to plan or to prepare for something, is what this is looking like. But what I'm seeing too is that before, like when we're starting off, there may be certain ways where you're like, the way that I do things, it looks like this. Having Hanged Man here feels like there may be like a new or different way that you're going to start doing things as it relates to sort of new discoveries that you're having about your values. That's what this sort of comes back on. And for some of you, this specifically has to do with your relationship values. I am seeing that this is going to bring in a new chapter for you, and I'm seeing something very, very happy happening. More so it looks like towards the 2/3 of the way through. Yeah, about 2/3 of the way through August, I'm seeing something be very, very like happy, celebratory. There being a lot of hope in this instance. So it can be like there being a connection, there being something that's celebrated. This is something that would feel it's related to your destiny and your future, is what I'm seeing here with the Three of Cups and the Star. And this is feeling like even though this can be your thing, you can feel like it's celebrated by those around you, but it feels like it's related to you. So it can be something that's like good news that you receive, or like a really exciting thing that's happening, or like a chapter. As I said before, there are at least 2 chapters that are starting for you, 2 new chapters that are starting for you in the month of August. For some of you, you got news of this in July at some point. What I'm seeing with Three of Cups and the Star, this can be you celebrated for like some good news that you're having, or something that you're going to be doing. As I'm seeing the aces here, this can be about a new chapter or new chapters that you're starting, where I feel like you're sort of the center of attention, but I'm seeing there be support around you for this. And this feels like something that you would feel even teary about. Like this would be something really happy for you, and it would instill a sense of hope and optimism within you as well. There's a combination with Ace of Pentacles and the High Priestess being connected where in you starting a new chapter, you may have to really be tuned in and present and connected. That can be a big part of things for you. And that can be something that you are developing. Whereas maybe before, like certain things, let's just use an example. Maybe there was like less of an integration of spirituality in your life before. You can be doing something where there's more of an integration now of spirituality as it relates to the new chapter that you're starting. Like it may be something that you start tuning into where you're like, this is actually something important to me too. And it could have been something that, not that it wasn't important to you before, but it could have felt like untapped or like unexplored or undiscovered before. And it feels like including that element into things can be something that really helps you out when times get difficult, because it can be like, it's like a sixth sense that you're going to be depending on that will help you, which will just be like another tool that you can use. I'm seeing it be related to that. On the bottom, I also, Chariot is over here, which shows that things can be feeling challenging, but everything you're going to work it through. The Chariot shows that you're going to overcome all of the obstacles that you are faced with. So even though I'm seeing like a lot of good news and stuff that's going to be coming through and like celebration for you and like your future and a lot of hope and synchronicity in that light, what I'm also seeing too is that there will be challenges as well that you face, but also that these things are going to be figured out. So just remain hopeful through this and just put your best foot forward, because I'm seeing you are going to be figuring things out even when things pose like a threat or a challenge to you. The card on the bottom of the deck is the Death card, and so this feels like you're going to be in the midst of a very big like transition within your life. I'm seeing someone with a clipboard here, maybe important for some reason. When I think of clipboards, I think of like organizing, I think of like managing, I think of lists that we make of things to do, like a checklist, like that type of thing. For some of you, I'm seeing somebody look like a professor or something like that, or like a business suit or business attire, something of that nature. Some of you could be signing a contract or committing to something, those types of things. Acceptance, appliance. There can be part of you that feels a little bit stressed out sort of about this opportunity that's coming through, or like what's being presented to you, but stressed out in a way where it just is like, okay, like I'm gonna have to put a lot of energy into this, or I'm already having to put a lot of energy into it. It can be something that's like coming through that you feel excited about, but you can also know that it's gonna be like a lot of heavy lifting as well. Seeing that be part of it too. But you making sure that you're prioritizing and staying organized is going to be super important to this entire process. So even though you can be handed like a bunch of stuff, if you can sort of organize it and figure out like, what do I need to be paying attention to, those things are going to be really helpful for you throughout the process. There can also be, like, last thing, there can also be some like different or new things that you're going to be exploring that you feel like bring joy into your life, that you're realizing are important, where before maybe there wasn't so much of an emphasis on those things. So it can be something where it's like you get 8 hours of sleep one night and you're like, wow, I'm in such a better mood today, and you realize that it had to do with your sleep. You know, it can be stuff like that where you're realizing the importance of certain things, even if they feel very simple, and how that very much impacts you and what you have going on and like the rest of your day. And how it allows you to feel more present and connected and feel a sense of joy that maybe you had been not feeling so much. Like a sense of levity even. All in all, does feel like a balancing act of sorts. I'm looking at Venus. I'm hearing Flora. I'm looking at Venus. I'm looking at Neptune, Aquarius, the Moon, Cancer, and Libra, and Scorpio on the bottom of the deck. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I am sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.